The Rangers scored 10 runs with 2 outs. They set all type of offensive records. They beat the Diamondbacks 11-7 here on DFW Sports Station, and hopefully it ends tonight with Nathan Eovaldi on the mound against Zach Gallen. We were just looking at other statistics and outputs in the series. If the Rangers get it done, what will be the World Series MVP discussion? Is there any discussion, or is it easily Corey Seager and nobody else?
Kyle Tucker.
I would think it's Corey Seager, and there's no other question, which is odd because from a batting average perspective, he hasn't been like this amazing hitter this series.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you'll see a World Series winner, he'll hit 450, 375, 520.
His OPS is high.
His OPS is very high. But he's had the biggest hits and the biggest moments. He had a game-tying home run in Game 1. He had the go-ahead, not the go-ahead, but the cushion home run in Game 3. He had the big-time cushion home run in Game 4. So his moments have been bigger. I don't know who else you would give it to.
There's only one other person I think could legitimately be in contention.
Robbie
and
Grossman.
Look, you might as well just hand him the award. If they get into a game tonight that's close, like it's a 3-2 game or something like that, and Gray has to come in and pitch 3 scoreless innings or does something like that, and that's the third time he's come in and locked in a scoreless appearance, Gray to me would be worthy of discussion. But otherwise, it's Seager. There's nobody else close to me.
We've seen closers get 4 saves in a series and win the MVP. It's really hard at a sweep to give to single out one guy. Because a lot of times sweeps or 5-game series, because a lot of times those games are blowouts. But when you got a guy like Seager who's had so many big hits, from a batting average perspective in this series, Young's hitting 375.
Yeah,
he's had a good series,
and he's been great defensively.
Yeah, he has. So I guess if you're looking
3 hits last night for Josh.
Yeah, if you're looking for a position player, you could make a case for Josh Young for both offense and defense. But Seager, nobody has had more big moments in this series than Corey Seager, and it's not even close. Not even close.
Look what the Rangers did as well offensively without Adolis Garcia. He's gone for the rest of the series. So is Max Scherzer. So he took a couple of, this is from The Athletic. He took a couple of swings in the batting cage, shut it down because of the discomfort with the strained left oblique. But he took the floor in talking to his teammates. And Josh Young said, Adolis said, pick me up. Jonas said it was emotional. It hit us right in the heart. It gave us a little something extra to play for today. Adolis, according to Corey Seager, had a message that really fired the team up. And after he spoke, they put the theme for the day on a video screen. Quote, more obstacle equals more meaning. The purpose has been increased. That was the message with Adolis. Very emotional, talking to his guys before Game 4. Here's Bochy on his team handling all the injury news yesterday.
We've dealt with it all year, to be honest. And I said this earlier, before the game. I couldn't be more proud of these guys, how they bounce back, how resilient they are, how they've dealt with things, whether it's losing streaks, whether it's injuries. You can't do anything about it. And, they're going to happen occasionally. What's important is how you handle it. And they just have handled it all so well, the whole year. So I wasn't worried about how they would handle this.
I'll tell you what I'm really glad about in terms of the context of losing Adolis, though. I am so glad he got those 2 RBIs out of the way. Because if he would have been sitting on a tie with Freeze for most RBIs in the playoffs, yes, and then he gets that injury, that would have hurt. But look, Jankowski was great stepping up last night. Those 2 massive base hits early in the game before it was out of reach. This is what has happened consistently. Boach just said it there. This consistently has happened every time this year when injuries have happened. For the most part, there have been some bad stretches, but when a massive injury happens, somebody stepped up. When DeGrom goes out, Dunning pitches great. When, Seager goes down, Simeon steps up, plays well. Duran hits.
Yeah.
This has been consistently what they've done all year.
Duran. You forget about Duran. There was a point in this
Absolutely.
season when Seager went down early in the year. Ezekiel Duran, man, he was fantastic. I mean, when Adolis went down, Evan Carter steps up. There's a million examples this year of guys that have stepped up during the course of the season at any point.
Rosenthal also snuck this in. And then we'll get to Tolo calls, promise.
Hey, by the way, props to Rosenthal and Verducci last night. Before the game, they each did a Ranger and a Diamondback piece. Whereas before Game 7 against the Astros, they both did Houston pieces.
Oh.
So there you go.
At this point, no one should be surprised if the Rangers emerge as a player for Shohei this winter. They will be the more attractive option if they make their pitch as World Series champs. Ken Rosenthal sneaking that in.